According to Cooperative Development Authority, or CDA, a cooperative is an autonomous and duly registered association of persons with a common bond of interest who have voluntarily joined together to achieve their social, economic, and cultural needs and aspirations by making equitable contributions to the capital required, patronizing their products and services, and accepting a fair share of risks and benefits of the undertaking in accordance with the universally accepted cooperative principles. Nature and characteristics of cooperative. Cooperatives are both associations of people and business enterprises. They are: first, service-oriented. Cooperatives are organized to serve their members by providing goods and services at reasonable cost. The benefits of its members come from their contributions, patronage, refund, and mutual efforts to help one another. Second, community-oriented. Cooperatives work by enhancing the people's welfare through increased productivity to both members and the communities where they are located. Third is people-oriented. Helps people develop both individual and joint responsibilities so they may rise individually to a full personal life and collectively to a full social life. Fourth, owned, managed, and patronized by members. Members have fully authority to manage and control their cooperatives. Next, business enterprises. Cooperatives have to generate surplus to be able to continually improve and expand its services. The net surplus generated from the business operations are allocated to the members at the end of each year. Last is developed through self-help and mutual help. Cooperatives are best alternative for the poor in any country to unite and help themselves out of their depressed condition. Principles of cooperatives. Cooperatives around the world operate according to 7 basic principles. In 1844, the Rockdale pioneers founded the first modern cooperative movement, the Rockdale Society of Equitable Pioneers in Lancashire, England, to provide an affordable alternative to poor quality and unadulterated food and provisions, using any surplus to benefit the community. In 1844, 1845, and 1854, they published a series of practices, which were the basis for what became known decades later as the Rockdale Principles. Later in 1966, the International Cooperative Alliance, or ICA, formulated 6 principles based on the guidelines from Rockdale. In 1995, the ICA restated into 7 principles to guide cooperative organizations into the 21st century. Rockdale Cooperatives Principles. First, open membership. Second, democratic control. It means one man, one vote. Third, distribution of surplus in proportion to trade. Fourth, payment of limited interest and capital. Fifth, political and religious neutrality. Next, cash trading. Last, promotion of education. The 1996 ICA formulated principles. First, open and voluntary membership. Second, democratic governance. Third, limited return on equity. Fourth, surplus belongs to members. Fifth, education of members and public and cooperative principles. Last, cooperation between cooperatives. The 1995 ICA reformulated principles. Principle number 1, voluntary and open membership. Cooperatives are voluntary organizations, open to all people able to use its services and willing to accept the responsibilities of membership, without gender, social, racial, political or religious discrimination. Principle number 2. Democratic member control. Cooperatives are democratic organizations controlled by their members, those who buy the goods or use the services of the cooperative, who actively participate in setting policies and making decisions. Principle number 3. Members' economic participation. Members contribute equally to and democratically control the capital of the cooperative. This benefits its members in proportion to the business they conduct with the cooperative rather than on the capital invested. Principle number 4. Autonomy and independence. Cooperatives are autonomous, self-help organizations controlled by their members. If the co-op enters into agreements with other organizations or raises capital from external sources, this is done so based on the terms that ensure democratic control by the members and maintains the cooperative's autonomy. Principle number 5. Education, training, and information. Cooperatives provide education and training for members, elected representatives, managers, and employees so they can contribute effectively to the development of their cooperative. Members also inform the general public about the nature and benefits of its cooperatives. Principle number 6. Cooperation among cooperatives. Cooperatives serve their members most effectively and strengthen the cooperative movement by working together through local, national, regional, and international structures. Principle number 7. Concern for community. While focusing on member needs, cooperatives work for the sustainable development of communities through policies and programs accepted by the members. Listen to the 7 Cooperative Principles song.
Because they are open, understanding, and there's no discrimination. If you're doing fine or need help with your credit situation, and the members call the shots because CUs are so pragmatic. Every member gets a vote to keep things nice and democratic. The 7 cooperative principles will guide you right along. The credit union helps me sing this song. In a credit union, members stand to gain from any profit.
So if it does well, then that means better rates on my deposits?
Yep, as financial co-op sharing is the key to their foundation, and they strive to keep their members well informed.
That's education.
The 7 cooperative principles will guide you right along.
I don't know how I know the words to this song.
They will go the extra mile just to lend a helping hand, which
goes together nicely like my ham and pickle sandwich.
Not exactly, I was talking more about working together, both locally and globally,
to make the co-op movement better.
The 7 cooperative principles will guide you right along. The credit union helps me sing this song. The community's important to the credit union mission. Its focus is on members with its every decision.
You could say that serving others is its primary ambition.
The bus is here to pick up this enlightening musician.
The bus is here. Wait, what?
The bus is here! Hello, Mr. Driver, all my change is in my pocket.
Well, that was weird. Needs more pickles.
The business practices of cooperatives. First, capital formation. Starting a new cooperative can create the need for substantial capital. A problem develops when trying to cooperate with limited membership equity capital. The task of financing a new cooperative with member equity alone is usually impossible. Therefore, the best source of additional funds needed is from members in the form of membership fee or purchase of stock, agreement to withhold portion of net earnings or profits, and by assessment based on units of products sold or purchased. Next business practice is cash trading. This is based on a cash and carry basis. The customer enjoys at least the use of the goods and services for the cash payment he or she gives. Cash trading promotes equality since anybody with cash can enjoy the service patronage. This practice can train members to observe the habit of balanced spending. Furthermore, the cooperative would be able to avoid bad debts and stabilize business operations. Finally, it is a way of increasing growth. Third, selling at market price. Cooperatives offer goods and services prevailing market prices. This promotes stability. It can cope with operational expenses and cover up the negative effects of shrinkage, depreciation, and losses. It also maintains the price of goods. The fourth one is that cooperatives can avoid destructive competition. Fostering constructive competition among cooperatives will safeguard the interests of consumers. Cooperatives are encouraged to operate in unison and bring their joint power in the market up to the level achieved by enterprises that are operated for the benefit of other stakeholders. They cooperate in order to get a fair deal from the large-scale buyers of their products. Consumers cooperate to get a better deal from manufacturers and suppliers. Credit unions are formed to counter the power of large-scale financial institutions. Price-fixing agreements and cartel methods are prevented. Fifth is constant expansion. As organizations, cooperatives have to grow for community services. New members should be recruited to accumulate more capital and savings to support operations of expanded business and service, which in the long run will provide more benefits for them. However, members in this regard should undergo continuous education and training to learn various management practices, techniques, and effective financial supervision. Next is quality standardized goods. Cooperatives are intended to develop communities through the production of high-quality goods and provision of better services. Cooperatives could help by patronizing only standardized products and services of high quality. Seventh, cooperative wholesale business or interlending cooperative bank. Cooperatives can be organized with enough people and capital. They respond to the needs of the community. Needs arise when there are people. The expansion of membership may result in the wholesale business. In fact, to be effective, wholesale business interlending could be done by primary societies. The effects from retail business could be avoided. 8. Benefits from the wholesale are considerable. Members can market and acquire the goods and services at the right price and quality. They can even lower and raise savings. They can also influence the production of badly needed goods and services. Last one is to minimize expenditures. A significant factor favoring the growth of a cooperative is its being a community project. Where officers do not receive remuneration, they get compensation that's only in the form of allowances per dimes or honoraria when audit shows that the operative is not capable or can afford the minimum wage. Only employees get paid regularly. The government can give exemption. Furthermore, laws may allow exemption from income and sales taxes. Minimizing expenses should not be taken as a remedy to cover up the weaknesses of the system. It is not to be conceived as a form of dole-outs, but rather it should be considered as motivation to make the movement stand on its own and soon attain its objectives. Once its objectives are achieved, the movement can take its rightful place in the development of the country.